You'll have probably seen the stunning news footage of Coronet Peak from a week or so ago. The event was the 50k ski endurance race, a race in which skiers from here and overseas race each other throughout the night in an attempt to be the first to do 50 kilometres of downhill runs. Sounds impossibly gruelling and risky, doesn't it? Well, it is. But there's a whole lot more to it than that. Like why the skiers come all this way for free in the first place. But then the 50k is not just a race. It's a charity race that raises big money for Kiwi kids suffering life-threatening illnesses. And it's a race that wouldn't happen were it not for four big-hearted blokes from Queenstown. When most of us think about Queenstown, I guess, well, we think in stereotypes. Stupendous mountain views, New Zealand's answer to Aspen, Colorado without Jack Nicholson. A sort of adventure playground for the affluent where they play all day, party during the night. But once a year, Queenstown gets over itself. It opens its heart and its wallet and gives just that bit more than it gets.
There'll be a 10-second call and you'll then be able to move on go. 2, 1, go!
I got my first phone call at 5:45 in the morning, probably my last one at midnight.
Well, I would never clue. It's whatever they were told.
It's just full on.
Hi, I'm Wayne Caife.
Wayne Caife is a Queenstown real estate agent.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely the time to buy in Queenstown.
Wayne is also the energy behind the 50-kilometre endurance ski race on Coronet Peak. And so is Fraser.
Hi, I'm Fraser Skinner.
He's a local businessman and was once a New Zealand representative skier.
Hi, I'm Graham Smolenski.
That's swanky Millbrook Country Club behind him. Graham developed it. Property and company directorships keep him busy.
Hi, I'm Jeff Turner.
Jeff Turner is, well, shall we say, connected. He's chairman of the event centre, he's in publishing, and his family is one of the patrons of the event.
And we are on schedule for a 7 o'clock start this evening.
All four men have made this race happen, and it works like this.
2, 1, go!
Teams from around the world race down the mountain at speeds of 130 k's plus. They get to the bottom and do the same thing all over again. And again, and again, 14 hours non-stop. There are Slovenians, Canadians, Norwegians, Americans, Swiss men, and German women, and New Zealanders, men and women. The inspiration was a similar 24-hour race in Colorado, which Wayne attended a few years back.
What really moved us was what was behind this event. It was a charitable fundraiser for children with terminal illnesses, and they would bring children to enjoy and experience the event and mix them with the races. And it was the power of that and the emotions it brought out in us that absolutely outweighed the sporting context of it. And at the end of that event, all of us stood there and just cried. We were so moved. And we decided we've got to bring this back home.
And they did 4 years ago to Queenstown. In that time, they've raised more than $700,000 for Cure Kids, a charity that raises funds for researching cures for life-threatening illnesses. The Cure Kids are kids like Becky Dixon. She's 17. She suffers from cystic fibrosis.
It's outstanding that she lives every day to the fullest. It's all I can think of when I see Becky is, let's find a cure for this, because people like Becky need to live a full and deserve to live a full and rewarding life and to share themselves with all of us.
And Becky does that in spades. She's the ambassador for Cure Kids.
Cure Kids is absolutely amazing. I'm so privileged to be able to work with Cure Kids and helping. I get a lot of satisfaction out of knowing that I'm helping other kids as well.
It'd be a vague sort of charity, this, were it not for some very tangible results. The 50k endurance race has been vital to establishing this man, Professor Stephen Robertson at Otago University's med school.
The beauty of the machine is its precision and accuracy.
Professor Robertson, a paediatrician and clinical geneticist, after just 6 months in the new chair of child health research, posted remarkable results.
It was a prolonged effort that began in Auckland, then in Melbourne, Oxford, and now here in Otago, who've all played their part.
That prolonged effort resulted in the discovery that a gene previously thought to be unrelated to certain congenital birth defects in children does in fact play a key role. Internationally groundbreaking stuff.
How important is Cure Kids to your job and your research here?
It's central. It's a partnership, and Cure Kids are a central partner. And I wouldn't be here without them, quite literally that their ability to be long-term investors in this effort is why it's come about.
Which brings us back to Queenstown and the 50k endurance race, which is so much more than just a race. It's about a community reaching out, about corporate generosity, a lot of people giving up a lot to give some pretty special children a pretty special time. On board are the 50k skiers and the Cure Kids they've been teamed up with. New Zealand's top female skier, Claudia Riegler, joins the party. This bonding, this forming of a special relationship between skiers and the kids they are competing for, a sense of hope, that's the ethos behind this event.
They've got to find cures for all these diseases. They've got to learn how to extend their lives and try and get to the source of a lot of these illnesses. So we provide them with money. And the other way we help them is we bring a gang of them here and we give them the time of their lives.
At $250 a head, the good and the glamorous of Queenstown are out for tonight's Cure Kids charity auction. It's the big fundraiser.
Go and spend some money.
The well-heeled of Queenstown, and there's no shortage of them, need a charitable outlet to support, I'm told, to feel complete. And this is it. Tonight, they're bidding for garden gnomes from Germany. There's an Antarctic cruise worth around $25,000. The bronze nude with guitar strings to the tune of around $100,000. And this, the big ticket item, the luxury Townies off-roader donated by BMW, value around $140,000. Now, I'm told there are already 3 serious bidders. In the wings, Becky Dixon is battling stage fright and memorizing lyrics. The song is R.E.M's Everybody Hurts.
17 years old, battling cystic fibrosis, an incurable disease. She is the ambassador for Cure Kids. Would you please welcome Becky Dixon?
There's no turning back now. You wouldn't guess, listening to her, but Becky struggles with a hacking cough. Under her gown, there's a permatap inserted in her torso. That's so she can self-administer drugs morning and evening in between hospital visits. It's terminal. There's no cure for cystic fibrosis. Not yet. But she's hoping.
I think in an indirect way, Becky can look upon our achievements here and say research is ongoing. Becky can take some succor in the idea that although the cystic fibrosis gene has been known about for well over a decade now, understanding of its chemistry and the way it functions will inevitably lead to logical design of treatment.
race day and a last-minute directors' conference on snow conditions.
At the moment it's setting up, it's crusting up the top, it's pretty solid about that deep.
The key area is going to be the jump.
Keep them quite sharp, and the edge is pretty, or the base is pretty intact.
In town, the Italian squad are in the middle of their final checks. Dave Cesar will keep their skis in tune throughout the race. The rest, well, that's up to them.
It's in your mind. That's where you need to find your, the power to keep going.
The biggest challenge of the event is converting a mountain that has been used by recreational skiers all day into a World Cup downhill course in 2 hours. And that's the challenge. And it's not easy.
Then, showtime.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
3 people per team. That's so they can stagger the racing through the night. The Slovenians crack an early pace that will prove unbeatable. The Italians, Becky's team, are up there too for the first couple of hours, and then disaster. Turns out to be deep bruising to the thigh, no broken limbs.
We'll get some word on how he's doing shortly.
Crashing at a speed that would lose him his license on the open road, Andrea Deza careered through the safety barriers and down another 50 metres off-piste. He and his teammates pull out of the race, declaring it isn't safe. Through the night, a small army of volunteers toss blankets and heat pads to weary competitors. Others provide massage. That's about as much relief as the skiers can expect tonight. And this is the other production line, hour on hour of waxing and tuning. Ski speeds depend on it. Well, it's just after 6:30 in the morning, 11 hours into the race, and take a look around. They're bone-tired here, but upbeat. That's the ground crew. As for the competitors, well, they're just working on autopilot. The Italians have already gone. The German women are down with injury. For the rest of them, it's now a matter of just grimly hanging on. And as dawn breaks over the southern Alps,
Sun's about to come up to recharge the batteries, which will be wonderful.
that's Becky Dixon and Professor Robertson. They've been up all night too, egging the teams on. And then 14 hours after it all began, it's over. The Slovenians won, yes. But winning is, well, something of an afterthought here. The 50k endurance race is about this. And this. And this. $200,000 for child health research. They are the rewards. Not a bad effort by four big-hearted blokes from Queenstown who'll be doing it all again next year because, well, they figure it's the right thing to do.